Today we're going to talk about one of the methods in simplifying complex fractions. There's really two methods that are commonly used. Method called literally method 1 and method 2. Today we're going to talk specifically about method 1. Method 1 in simplifying a complex fraction has 3 steps. Step number 1 would be to simplify the numerator and denominator of the complex fraction. What that means, what that in essence means, is to get a single fraction in the numerator and to get a single fraction in the denominator. That's our goal. Once we achieve that goal, step number 2 is to actually divide. To divide rational expressions, you're basically multiplying by the reciprocal. And then step number 3 is to simplify if possible. So this method is a good method coming out of sections 1 and 2, where we learn how to add and subtract rational expressions, multiply, divide, and simplify rational expressions. So though it's not my preferred method, it definitely has merits. So what we want to do is we want to consider the complex fraction. Here's an example: 3y plus 4 over y plus 1 all over 2y minus 3 over y. We want to simplify this complex fraction. So the first step, step number 1, would be to simplify the numerator and simplify the denominator of the complex fraction. So looking at the numerator by itself, the LCD of these two expressions, 3y and 4 over y plus 1, would be y plus 1. So I have an LCD of y plus 1. So I'll multiply 3y times the LCD y plus 1 plus 4, since this expression 4 over y plus 1 already has the y plus 1 as its denominator. On the bottom, the LCD between these two expressions is y. Since the first expression doesn't have the y, I'll take the numerator 2y and multiply by the expression y. Since the second expression has the LCD of y, we leave him alone. So we end up with 3y squared plus 3y plus 4 on top over y plus 1. And we have 2y squared minus 3 over y on bottom. So we've successfully achieved step number 1. We have taken the complex fraction, we have a single rational expression in the numerator, we have a single rational expression in the denominator. So in essence what we have is a fraction divided by a fraction. So what step 2 says to do is actually do that division. To actually do that division, to divide rational expressions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So step number 2 would be 3y squared plus 3y plus 4 over y plus 1 times the reciprocal y over 2y squared minus 3. Multiplying the numerator together, I get 3y cubed plus 3y squared plus 4y. Multiplying the denominator together, I get 2y cubed plus 2y squared minus 3y minus 3. Since there are no common factors and nothing will reduce, we are completely simplified. So to recap, method number 1 in simplifying complex fractions, we simplify the numerator and the denominator of the complex fraction, giving us a single rational expression in the numerator, a single rational expression in the denominator. Step 2, we actually do the division by multiplying by the reciprocal. And step 3, we simplify if possible.